Thanks for watching this video. So, I'm going to talk about why I don't have a TV. I haven't had a TV since I was like 19. I'm 25. So, I haven't had a TV in forever. And I just choose not to because, one, you can avoid all that trash the TV programs you with. And two, you avoid the people who are in your environment to not also listen to that trash and be programmed by it. And also, I've seen things come out of the TV, like it's weird. The TV actually like puts out stuff, but I'll talk more about that. Um, One reason why I don't have a TV, like I mentioned, it keeps me from being programmed by all that trash. So, if you watch the news nowadays, the only thing you'll really hear about, and I don't even have to have a TV just to know this. Like, I know the commercials are weird as hell. You learn more about COVID. You hear about all the Trump campaigns, and it's just like, something that I don't really need in my mind all the time. There's so much space that could be filled with other things. And when you have a TV, you're essentially just filling space. But what happens is that you're filling your space with something else's light, and you're not filling that space with your own light. And what I mean by that is we are beings that need our own space. Like we put things in our space physically, but we also put things in our space mentally, and we put things in our space spiritually. And so when you have a TV, it's like the TV puts something in your space physically already, mentally already, spiritually already. And it's more just like forced on you. It's not like I want to have commercials playing in the background about like how, I guess, I don't know, how people are dying all over the world from COVID. Like, I don't really need to fill my mind with that, because it's just going to cause stress that I don't really need and that I'm not really prepared for. It just keeps me from filling my own space because it's already going. It's like the TV just doesn't stop unless you turn it off. But even then, you just have a TV in your space, and it kind of, once you turn on the TV, it's like, this is what it looks like on a spiritual level. Like, if we talk about like what I can, like how I see etheric parasites, right? And it's like these things kind of just put out etheric parasites in your environment. So then, even though you turned off the TV, you feel all of a sudden like this emptiness, that things have stopped. But it's not that things have stopped, it's just that your awareness to it being released in your environment has just decreased, and it's still in your environment. It's just you physically aren't, like, you're not getting that physical stimulation from it anymore. But it's still there. Like, spiritually, if I were to walk into the house of someone who always has their TV on and I turn off that TV, well, I probably don't even have to turn off the TV to notice. But if I turn off that TV and I walk into that person's house, then I'm going to I'll probably spot an entity that came from this program. I'll probably see not just an entity, like, I don't want to say like I see a ghost or something, but like I'll see like residual energy, or I'll see this person like affected, like maybe their certain parts of their like energy has been blocked, like something just shot at them from the TV and blocked energy from flowing in a certain area of their body. Or I'll see like a mental block, like they've stopped using their brain as much. Or I'll see like etheric junk kind of just like floating around in their environment. Not really floating, but just like kind of like there. Like it's almost like you can trip on it. It's so dense, and you would actually maybe trip, and and you'd be like, what the heck? Why did I trip on nothing? But you're actually just tripping on etheric junk. Yeah, that's one reason why I don't have a TV. But another reason why I don't have a TV is that it just keeps me from being creative. And when you have like a TV that's like forcefully putting like its own light into your environment, your brain's already like, well, I don't need to do any more work. This is doing the work for me. And so you just kind of stop. Like, you stop being creative, and you're no longer like in that space of like of creating your own light. You just substitute, your ability to create light with something that's already putting it out, and it puts it out without trying, and that sometimes brings people comfort, because it feels like you could be doing absolutely nothing, but you watch a whole movie and you feel like you've gotten so much done, right? And that's because this movie took up that much of your light, that it put its own experience into your experience, and it just feels like you think that you did so much, but you literally didn't do anything. And so not having a TV forces me to like be creative and to like create my own light, and it also forces me to see what I'm not creating. By not having a TV, it forces you to see what you're not doing, and that's kind of sucks for people who don't like that feeling of like they don't like. For me, I don't like that feeling of being lazy. Like, I don't like feeling like I'm not doing anything with my life, or I'm not doing anything with my time. It takes me a lot to be like, okay, you know what? It's okay to not do anything. It takes a lot, but I don't like that feeling of just of something else like putting its own light into my space, like constantly. It would annoy the crap out of me, but some people find it very comforting. That's why people fall asleep with the TV on. And this also affects you from like being in your own dream, because it's like you're not creating that light. You're now you're subconsciously, you know, if you're in the dream state and you have the TV on, you're there wherever that TV's taking you. You know, it's happening in your space. So whether that space is mentally, spiritually, or physically, it's on in those spaces, and whatever it decides to put out, it's what you have in your subconscious then at that moment. And your dreams are a great way of accessing your creativity. So if you're falling asleep with the TV on, you are most likely not going to feel as creative. I mean, it depends. Like, some people put the TV on and they listen to like just like classical music, or some people put the TV on, they watch the symphony, I don't know, or they watch something that is creative, and so it kind of like it's on a frequency where it allows like thoughts to flow, or allows creativity to flow, or something that's on that frequency of allowing creativity to flow. Is I can't be against that. Like, the only reason why I would ever want a TV is so I can watch things that can get my mind going. But some people just have the news going all night. And it's like, who wants to watch the news all night? Like, anyways, so that's one reason, but let's go on to the next reason. I said I've seen things come out of the TV, and I kind of touched on it a little bit by saying that you get all this etheric junk in your environment, and your TV that's on is just like putting out, I guess, this putting out this spiritual junk. It kind of clutters your space in a way that you wouldn't notice, but that's why some people can watch like a whole show and they think that they got so much done, but they didn't. And this is exactly why. It puts out something and it clings onto you like a parasite, and then you're left with all those thoughts and feelings and emotions from what you just saw, and sometimes you really just don't need that. And I've seen like spores or something coming out of the TV, and I was like, that can't be good. Like, I don't know if you watch any of my other videos, but I talk about how I'm able to like kind of see certain things that other people normally can't see. Not that I want to. Sometimes it's not I physically see it with my eyes, but sometimes I just like can feel that it's there, because it's like a vibration. It's like if someone took like a speaker and put it on the lowest frequency and it started rumbling the floor. It's like, okay, maybe I don't see it, maybe I don't, hear it, but you can feel the vibration. And so that's what it's like for me when I'm picking up on like thought forms, or like things that have a low density, or like etheric parasites or attachments. It's like that. So having a TV is just kind of like keeps my space from being clear, because then I have to think about what I just saw and I have to clean it all up, and that's just like a whole step that I could avoid. And some people, like, they have so much junk being thrown at them from like the things that are coming out of the TV, that they physically start cleaning while the TV's playing. But it's like have you ever been to someone's home where the TV's always going? it's just always going, and then the person that lives there is always cleaning, but it's almost like their house is never clean, you know? And it's like this, they don't know that this TV is doing this. Like, their TV is like, it puts out low density thought forms to the point where they become physical things in your environment that you end up having to clean. And I can tell you now, not having a TV, my house has always been cleaner than people who had a TV. Like, I don't know, like, it's not like proven that that's the case, but I've just noticed that that's the case for me. Let me fix this because the light's kind of weird. Okay, so, yeah, I think that I've said this in a couple of my videos, but if you have something that's occurring spiritually, on spiritual level, then it'll later manifest physically. And so when you have something like a TV that puts out whatever the heck it wants to, then you end up with those things in your environment. I don't like this glare. Okay, I'm back to holding it. So, yeah, I don't have a TV for that reason. But I don't like necessarily hate TVs. You know, I'm not against TVs. It's just when you have like things going on in the world like we do now, where information's kind of being thrown at you, it can be really annoying to feel like your space is being filled with like what the media wants you to feel, or like what the government wants you to feel, or what your local businesses want you to feel, or like the sad animal commercials want you to feel. Like, when they want you to feel it pretty much at random times, and it's like you should be able to have control over like what you want to feel and how you feel those things. And normally we do, but a lot of us have we've lost the sense of our own power. We've stopped thinking that we can have, you know, control over our space, when we have all the control over our space. Like, we can't control everything in our environment, you know, but we can control things in our immediate environment in a way where we don't have to, like, you don't have to have a TV in your house just because most Americans, or most average households have a TV. Like, you don't have to partake in that. And I think what our struggle is at this moment, like, just as a consciousness, is doing the right things. Like, we think that the right thing is doing what everyone else is doing, but we've forgotten what the right thing is for ourselves. And when you stop doing the right thing for yourself, you start doing what's best for other people by using yourself to do those things. And it's not right to be a vessel for something or someone else, you know, that has its own agenda, and for you to be unaware that you're doing exactly what that thing or that person or conscious whatever it is that wants you to do it. It's important to know that you have the ability to control what's in your environment and what your thoughts are. You have the ability to control how those things make you feel. You have the ability to control who's in your space. You know, because sometimes when we watch the TV, we think that it's normal to do what the TV is portraying. We think that that should be normal for us, when really you're setting a standard for yourself that, you know, is someone else's it's their projection. It shouldn't be yours. It shouldn't be your vision, but you start to adapt it as if it is yours. You start doing things like it is yours. And soon enough, you start thinking that that is yours. And then you find out that you're not a whole person, and that everything that you start to do at that moment is like pieces of something. Like, it's not even like fully yours. And what kind of creation are you making if something's not yours? It's stolen. Well, you can't have more than one original idea. So throw away your TV, okay? I mean, don't throw it away, but like, stop watching all the crap that isn't benefiting you. It's mainly just knowing that because you have the control, then you might as well do what's best for your mental or your spiritual well-being. Anyways, I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't have much time on my storage for some reason. I deleted a bunch of stuff. I've been having so many problems with my phone, but hopefully I can figure that out and post something soon. So if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to subscribe, that's awesome. Other than that, hopefully I see you in my next video. You take care.